This is Alan Weinkrantz for the Rackspace Startups Program reporting for Geek Time. I'm here with Thomas Schneider. You are co-CEO and co-founder of a really cool company, Brickvest. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
We're here in Berlin, and let's start off with a little bit of background about yourself.
Yeah, I'm from Germany, as you can hear from my accent. I grew up in a real estate developer family. Spending all my childhood time on the construction sites for my dad, so I had to breathe it very early on. Then started working for Ernst & Young Corporate Finance after I finished my MBA and I got a doctorate in economics. Actually, I wanted to do everything but real estate at the beginning, but at the end I came back to that field. Like I said, worked for Ernst & Young, and then I moved to we had a lot of clients who were in the US, so I decided to get a real estate program in New York at Columbia University, then moved to Lehman Brothers in real estate investment banking, spent 2 years there until the bitter end of it, and moved to KPMG, started with one of my bosses at Lehman, the M&A division there at KPMG Frankfurt, did this for 8 months, and then I moved, started doing my own company with Limit Group in Switzerland. Doing real estate equity and development deals.
Okay, and obviously I'm very familiar with crowdfunding, and you're taking it to a different level, specifically in what industry?
Crowdfunding for us is like we focus purely on the real estate side of it, real estate equity, mezzanine, and maybe later debt, but right now we're focusing on the equity part.
Okay, so give me an example. What kind of person can participate? And you were telling me, due to the regulatory issues, your focus is on what kind of customer to invest where?
We're having, we can only accept in sophisticated investors. We also have family offices as well, but I think the real interesting market are the sophisticated investors, for people who can write checks between 20,000 to $1.5 million. We are the first site who enable people to invest worldwide in real estate, which I think is very exciting.
Okay, so you're serving the European investor that wants to be involved in real estate, minimize their risk by using your crowdfunding platform, but they can actually invest anywhere in the world.
They can invest anywhere in the world, and I think what makes us really unique is right now the options are very limited for these people. Think it through, what can they do right now? If you're a German investor, you can either invest in an open or closed-end fund, which is not really attractive in my terms. When I was working at Ernst & Young, I looked at these investment memorandums and prospects. It's more a liability waiver than a real information book, and the fees are insane in my book. I think you can end up to 15% of fees. And you only get an annual report, which is basically a little bit like, okay, what happened last year, but it doesn't tell you much about what's going on with your investment now. So that part, I think, it was never interesting for me, for example, to invest in it. And the other options what we have is you can invest in properties, like you buy an apartment, but in Germany it makes not much sense to buy an acquired apartment, because for tax issues you can't even deduct the interest you pay for it. Mm-hmm. And the other option is then you buy a whole house, but then you have all your eggs in one basket. There's no portfolio diversification, and then you have to run it or manage it. So we saw this problem in the market.